Hi Aquarius, welcome to your October 2020 Tarot with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't already, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit that subscribe button. If you are already a continued subby, you know I love you for it. With that said, if you would like to book your personal reading with me, you can do so on the website address below. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity, and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise, and they help you on your path, or should I say us, on our paths to our highest vibrational good. So my ascendant brothers and sisters, welcome to wrong deck, welcome to your October 2020. Let's have a look what the month has in store for us. What are our actions and interactions with the world at large going to yield for us? And this month we get the Tower card. All right, okay, so here we go. Right, this is it. This is we know now we're in the end game of it all, so to speak. You know, the end game of 2020. And the fact that we've got the Tower card here, the Tower card is actually Uranian energy. So this is an energy that all Aquarians are pretty much well acquainted with. Even if you're more of the Saturnian type, it kind of suggests that this month we are breaking our own mold. However it is that people have seen you or known you up until this moment, you are going against the grain. You're going to upset the apple cart. You're going to let people know that's how you view me. It's not how I am. Just because you know of me doesn't necessarily mean that you know who I am. Right? This is very much that kind of energy. And whenever I see the Tower card, I always say to people, what's the best thing about your life falling apart? The best thing about it is you can put it back together however the fuck you want, right? And the fact that we have the Tower card here in the actions and interactions, this is about what you do. It's about going against the grain. Where is it that you have let go of that rebellious nature or rebellious streak that you have within you? And I'm not talking about anarchy here. I'm talking about rebellion. I'm talking about rejecting the ideas, the thoughts, the patterns that people impose on you. This is your time. This is your time to let things go. It's your time to clarify things. And think about it, this month, October and November, we're going through this whole process of chucking everything out. Why? Because Jupiter and Saturn are going to conjunct at 0 degrees of Aquarius on the 21st of December, on the winter solstice this year. Coincidence? Methinks not. Small moment? Methinks not. Groundbreaking history about to be made? Absolutely. The fact that we have the Tower card here in our actions and interactions with the world at large this month, this is about going against the grain. You may be saying things that people are like, whoa, okay, I never expected to hear that from you. Or maybe you are going ahead with some sort of plan that is extremely ambitious. And even in the current climate, it kind of suggests that you're going above and beyond what you've known up until now, what it is that you've been known for up until now. So you know what? Don't be afraid to chuck that mold out. Don't be, I think I saw a meme once that absolutely made me like wet myself. It was, don't ever let anyone try to put you in a box, and if they do try to put you in a box, don't be afraid to shove that box up there, bleep. Which I thought was hilarious. You know, it's a little bit of me, but what can I say? For our money and materials, we have the Queen of Cups. This is great because it means that this month we really are about nurturing our finances. This is about really taking the time to think about what we need and what it is that's actually going to get us there. The thing about the Queen of Cups, when we see this as an experience, this is about really finding ways to use your emotional outlook or your emotional internal energy, but to manipulate that energy so that you can get whatever it is that you want. This is not about manipulating the world or people around you. It's about manipulating your own internal emotional energy to drive you forward to get what it is that you want. This is about controlling your emotions and using them as your best in your best interest, but as your best asset. And because it's a card of nurturing and nourishment and what you give your time over to, this means that this month you are going to be focused on your finances. How can I make more money? How can I put more time and effort into the things that I want to create for myself in terms of manifest reality? When it comes to your physical health, this could be a month where you are You probably want to look after your chest, your lungs, you know, all of that sort of stuff. And we're in that kind of season now anyway, so it makes sense. With the other part of this, when it comes to your home, you could be making plans about your home. You could be doing renovation works. You know, you could literally be trashing the place so that you can make it all better and shiny and new again. Cause you made me feel sorry, I couldn't resist. The other thing with the Queen of Cups, who is this? A water sign female. So this would be a Pisces, a Cancer, or a Scorpio. This could be somebody that could feature very heavily for you this month, and maybe this is somebody that's going to help you break out of your own mold. Maybe this is somebody that's going to help you get a good understanding on what it is that you're trying to do now. On the more challenging and unconscious side, this could be a falling out with somebody that happens to be one of those signs. And it's because you yourself are like, no, I'm not going to behave in the way that you expect me to, so that you can further your own wants, needs, or agendas. That's your stuff, not mine. Don't shoot the messenger. For your communications and conversations, you have the Seven of Swords. You guys know me by now, and if you've been with me long enough, you know I fucking hate this card because of what it represents, right? This is usually lies, it's deceit. Now, this month, you may very well catch somebody in a lie. It may be this water sign person, not necessarily, or you could find out this month that somebody has been backstabbing you or speaking about you behind your back in a bad way. It could be as well that this month somebody tries to tell a lie about you, and at first glance you're going to probably see that this kind of goes through, and maybe everybody's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you did that, or I can't believe you said that. And there's going to be a part of you that's like, wow, you know what, I actually can't believe that you're buying this, but that's cool, I'm going to leave you with it. And then eventually, on the other end of all of this, probably closer to the end of this Mars retrograde, I would imagine, all will be revealed, right? As the saying says, there are three things that cannot long stay hidden: the sun, the moon, and the truth. Stick with that, because remember, the sign of Aquarius is all about the truth. So hold fast, right? And this is not a month. This is not a month, unless it's to do with your finances. This is not a month to tell lies. It's not a month to fib, and it's definitely not a month for you to talk badly about somebody. Because the thing is, it could be one of those, you know, where somebody says something and then you kind of go off on one and you don't realize that their brother or sister is standing behind you in the queue, or do you know what I mean? It's like one of those ones. This month, don't do it. Don't you do this, especially if somebody else is trying to give you this experience, you know, because just remember, it's all a cycle. For your heart and half, you have the Two of Cups. This is beautiful. For those of you that are partnered, now, it does fall next to the Seven of Swords, so a couple of things here. I don't feel like, for those of you that are partnered, I don't feel like it's necessarily that they are lying to you. I do feel like you may find out this month, though, something that's been kept from you. And I don't think it's in any sort of nefarious way. I think it's more a case of, I just didn't think that you needed to know at the time because I'd already sorted it. How you feel about that and how you proceed with it is obviously going to be on you. You have to think about it from a personal perspective. For the most part, though, the Two of Cups, just for your specific love sector, it kind of suggests that you guys are really feeling that partnership. So whatever comes up this month that tries to ruin it, my advice to you would be to stick with, you know, if it's all good, let it be all good. And if there is a moment that tries to knock you off course, don't let it. All right, for those of you that are single, you could be connecting with someone this month. One thing that you want to be aware of, though, is that Seven of Swords is there. So while the connection could be good, this person may be linked to somebody that you know. It may be that somebody that you know in common has bad-mouthed you to this person, and you maybe spend a part of the time, you know, where you're connecting with this person, having to rewrite a lot of shit that's been said about you from somebody else. Again, how you navigate that, obviously completely up to you. Just be aware. All right, for our weeks of the month. For our first week of the month, we have the Faith card in this deck, which is actually the Hierophant. Now, I said this in terms of a wider world prediction. we're going to be seeing something play out on the wider world stage to do with governments, probably institution, governing bodies. It may be something to do with the banking system or the finances of the world. I don't know, but I'm definitely seeing something happen on that level. Now, on a personal level, the Hierophant card here, this is about you possibly being hit up by somebody that is in a position of power or an authority of some sort. This could see you really going against the grain this month. It could be as well, if you're having a situation that feels a little bit unfair, that you feel like you can't get out of or get around, just surrender to it. You trust me, if you fight it, you're going to be fighting it forever, and it'll be just a waste of your time that will burn you out. Just give over to it this month. Let it be what it's going to be. Remain true to yourself. So if you have to break the mold, if you have to go in a completely different direction and say, no, you know what, I'm not going to be confined by that, you do so. But outside of that, make no waves and make no battles for yourself. All right. For your second week of the month, you have the Strength card right underneath the Queen of Cups. I actually like this because I kind of feel like this month Aquarians are going to be doing something that usually goes against the grain of what they're about. This is going to be a month where you decide to get very, very self-centered, where you're going to be very focused on yourself, and it's kind of like, it's not like, you know, screw the rest of the world. It's more just a case of you're saying, you know what, usually everything that I do has an element of what is good for us. Only this time, for this month, I'm going to look at what is good for me and what it's going to take for me to get myself to where I want to be for a change. Not in response to anybody else's wants and needs, but it's about you focusing solely on yourself and making yourself determined on a mission for what it is that you want to create in terms of your finances, abundance, all of that sort of stuff. I like it. For our third week of the month, we have the Magician card. This could be a run-in with a powerful person. Remember that came up there as well, with the Seven of Swords. Now, this month, if, like me, you do something that is in the public eye and you get a backlash for what you do, maybe you get some awful comments about how you look, you know, I've had it all, you know, one guy tell me like, oh my God, like, who ate all the pies? You're so fat. I've had it all, and to be honest with you, 9 out of 10 of them just go over my head. Every so often there's one, you know, that I'll just be like, right, I'm going in. And then I'll just respond with a comment that completely shuts them down. This month, you don't want to do that. All right, just leave it alone. If you work for somebody else, or you work alongside other people, or you have to work alongside other people, this is not a great month for you to initiate something like that. You could be having, it could just be a battle worth more than it's, that's more hassle than it's worth, sorry, is what I'm trying to say. I think as well, if I'm not mistaken, Mercury goes retrograde this month as well. So that's something that you want to be aware of. And remember, the Magician card is Mercury ruled. It's underneath the Seven of Swords. Just because somebody else acts like a twat doesn't mean that you have to. If somebody is going to badmouth you and talk, you know, shit about you behind your back, let them. If you get into that trap, the chances are you'll end up acting in a way that comes back to haunt you. It's not worth it. And then for our fourth week of the month, we have the Tree of Life. I love this. So for those of us that are single, we are very likely to be meeting somebody this month. Maybe somebody that is in, you know, maybe somebody that's older, maybe somebody that is in a position of power. Maybe there is a little bit of a, you know, a little bit of a dalliance there. Maybe you guys catch each other's eye or something of that nature. Now, the Tree of Life does suggest that you're meeting this person spontaneously, so it's not a person that you know as yet. And what I like about it is it comes underneath the Two of Cups. This could be a real connection, but as I said, it might be somebody that maybe you have like a mutual connection, and they're going to be like, oh, well, you know, I kind of know of you because so and so told me ... you will get a chance to rectify what it is that has been said about you. So don't just fly off the handle. For those of you that are partnered, this is absolutely lovely, because this is about you guys either having some sort of a break, or it's going to be some news that comes in that makes you both truly happy. It's going to be something that really gives you guys a boost and kind of not cements the relationship, but certainly strengthens the bond. And finally, for our key to the month, we have the Five of Pentacles. Okay, so not a great card for the key to the month, but I mean, look, right, you've got the Five of Pentacles and the Hierophant card. This could be a month where, like I said, you could be battling something that seems to be or comes across as really unfair, and unfortunately you're just going to have to ride it out until the moment comes for you to speak or to set the record straight. You're just going to have to grin and bear it, and by doing so and not flying off the handle, not losing your shit, you'll get more out of it. And not only that, people are going to remember how you acted in that moment. Right, and unfortunately that's just the way of the world. They rarely remember, you know, oh wow, you know, that actually all this crap was said about them and it wasn't true. What they'll remember is how you react to it. You know, so as much as I love her, don't be Britney with the umbrella. All right, with that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic month. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.